Hey everybody, Terry King, Jafffa Adventures here, just on the road heading into Rockley to Rockley Auto Parts to pick up a bonnet for the 200 series cruiser. So what am I going to do with this bonnet? Well, stay tuned and all will be revealed very shortly. The idea behind this is I'm going to put a 79 series bonnet scoop on the 200 series bonnet. Here we are at Rockley Auto, pick up the bonnet. All right. There we go. One 200 series secondhand bonnet. This particular bonnets come with all of the under bonnet insulation as well as the vents that go into the intercooler. Genuine Tojo bonnet protector, and even came with a latch. So I found plenty of photos on the internet of others that have done this before. So if one of these photos is from your car, thanks for the ideas. The reason that I'm doing this is because I think it looks pretty cool and quite unique, and hey, why not? I can. With the 79 series cruisers, there's two types of bonnet scoops. Those that are on the pre-2016 models and those that are on the post-2016 models. And the changeover was somewhere around August 16. I prefer the larger humped scoops on the current models, so that's what I'll be going with. Out of all of the photos I've found on the internet, this particular one is my preference. So I'll be doing something that resembles this. So I think what I'll do to start off with is start pulling some of the ancillary stuff off of this bonnet. Well, let's start by getting this bonnet protector off. Looks like 7 screws holding it on. Looks like a genuine factory protector as well. That's pretty sweet. Screws back in, just for safekeeping. Next, we'll pull off this ducting for the intercooler. We've got some plastic fantastic trim tools here. And there we have it. One air dam. All right, next we'll pull off this insulation under the bonnet. Okay, the next thing I'll do is take this hinge lock off, but I will scribe around it first so that when I do paint this bonnet, I actually know where that needs to go. So I've got a small scribe. Those bolts back in there so I don't lose them. Now I'm going to give it a good wash. And the reason for that is, despite the fact that I'm going to be sanding it down and painting it a different color, I want to get all this grit off of here so when I do sand it, if there's any large particles in there, they don't dig deep into the underlying paint. So we'll give it a tub for that reason. There, that's all right. Now if I was buying this bonnet secondhand to put on the car directly, and my car was this color, this pearlescent white, you'd be a bit disappointed because there are a couple of deep gashes in it. But for my purposes, that's not going to matter one little bit. Flip her over and I'll do the same thing on the underside, give it a tub. Here's something rather interesting, and I don't know whether it's a problem with all 200 series cruisers. I'll zoom in on that in a second, but that point there and this point here are actually starting to rust. And that is where the ductwork goes on to. So obviously when it's raining and when you're driving through rain, the rain comes through the ductwork. And when the car is resting, it must pool there. And as you can see, it's rusty. And this is a 2011 bonnet, so it's not that old. And there's no rust anywhere else on the bonnet. And there's the other side. So that's interesting. So the plan is to graft the 79 series bonnet scoop off of the current model onto this 200 series bonnet. Now I've got the 79 series bonnet on order now, so that'll come in the next week or so. Now you can buy the 79 series bonnet scoops on their own off of eBay. They're about 400 bucks or so, and they are made out of fiberglass. Now, I'm not keen on fiberglass. It cracks under heat, and I'm not a body man by any stretch of the imagination, so I need all the help that I can get in terms of longevity. So my plan is to get the angle grinder out and cut the bonnet scoop off the 79 series bonnet and graft it onto this 200 series. And that's what this video series will be. It'll be that process. So now that we've got this bonnet stripped down and washed and all the dirt and crap off of it, the first thing that I'm going to do is sand it down. And the reason for that is once the bonnet scoop's in the way, it's just a little bit of a pain in the backside. But right now we've got a nice big flat surface, which will be easy to take down. And the purpose for sanding that down is to give the primer something to grip onto once I do spray it with some primer. All right, now what we're going to do here is I've got some brown Scotch-Brite pads, and we're going to go over the whole underside of the bonnet with this brown Scotch-Brite pad to rough that surface up. And the reason for that is to give the primer something to stick to. And you might wonder why I'm supporting this Olivia Newton-John look. It's about 35 degrees, 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's going to be pushing 40 today. And when I'm bent over the bonnet doing my thing, I just get sweat pouring down my face and all through my glasses. So good old Olivia keeps my vision clean. So let's start at one end of this bonnet and work our way around. Now I got a little bit of 220 grit on the DA, and we'll see whether that is coarse enough to blend in these rust bits. And the answer is absolutely. That's the underside of the bonnet completed and ready and prepped for primer. Wipe the top side of the bonnet down with a rag just to make sure there's no big dirt or dust particles that are going to dig in when I hit this with the 220. Okay, got the A with some 220 on it, and the idea here is just to lightly do the surface so that again the primer has got something to bond onto. The reason that I'm sanding it now is because I don't have that big bloody bonnet scoop in the road. So I got a nice flat surface to work on. Put a bit of thinners, wipe the bonnet down to get some of that oil off. When the DA sander is sanding, it's puked some oil onto the bonnet. So I'll just get that off now. So that's going to be it for this video. I am waiting for the 79 series bonnet to be delivered, so I can't do any more here. The next step is going to be determining where I need to cut that bonnet scoop out of on the 79 bonnet and determining where it's going to fit here. But that'll be the subject of some future videos. So if this sort of thing interests you, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and that will move it up the ranks on the YouTube views, which is fantastic. And I hope this is going to be useful for somebody. We'll see you on our next video when we start to get a little bit more serious and perhaps play with a little bit of sheet metal. Keep the shiny side up, everybody, and have a great day. See ya.